87% chance of winning a PGA Tour major, would I be wrong by saying I want to invest in the no on Scottie Scheffler? And that $100 investment would pay back $213 here. Everybody thinks Scottie's going to win. It's like 100 golfers in those fields each and every week, and the major's the best golfers in the world. I'm going against the grain, Joe. Give me the no on Scottie Scheffler.
Prediction Markets Edge. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Memphis is shopping Ja Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for Ja Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Cramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on
And welcome in. It is in-game live game day on a wild, wonderful Wednesday evening. Scott Wetzel and Gabriel Morency here for the next 2 glorious hours, right up until 10 p.m. Eastern time, watching and analyzing and, of course, betting on the world of sports. Ah, yes. Unlike NFL voters, we will not snub the best tonight. College basketball's best number 1 over team is in action. So is the number 1 under team. How about the NBA? They have the number 1 over team in play tonight as well. So is the number 1 under team. How about that? NHL's second worst road teams in play tonight. So is the NHL's third best road team. We'll get to it all, let you know who those teams are and who they're playing. First up, though, game time. What's betting you off tonight, Gabe?
Well, even though the countdown to the Super Bowl is on, we've had a trend in the past couple of years of the National Basketball Association stepping up with a blockbuster deal or two to steal the Super Bowl's thunder, at least like leading into the game. And it looks like this year will be no exception. Obviously, the news of the day is that Giannis is now officially available. The question is, will this happen in the next week? Is it going to happen in the offseason? You know, a trade this big, you figure, would be easier to go down in the offseason and teams would be able to offer more in the offseason. But the poly market and the prediction markets are on top of this right now. 45% is the front runner that he does not get traded. But just for the record, for those of you that are paying attention to things, Giannis went on a podcast with that iSpeed dude, like during the summertime, and they were in Florida, and Giannis talked about how much he liked it there and how much he's tired of paying taxes and how he's thinking about how he would like to live in Florida. And for the record, tonight, Giannis's mother posted a picture of them when they were younger, when he just first got to the NBA, a picture of them in Miami together. So if he's going anywhere, I think it would be the Miami Heat, which just sort of proves that he doesn't care about winning, right? It's not about like, I want to get out of here. He wants to get out of Milwaukee. He wants to get out of the cold. He wants to get out of paying taxes. I don't think he really cares about winning so much. I really do think he wants to be a member of the Miami Heat. So if you're looking to lay it down and you're picking a team right now, I would say the Miami Heat. And I tell you, the number is bouncing around, but you can get him in the plus 400 range right now to get traded to the Miami Heat.
So much for all those denials he gave us a month or two ago about how, no, he's not asking for a trade. He's never spoken to the Bucks about being traded, and yet the rumors continue to persist. So we will see. Don't forget that this time, right, Gabe, last year, you mentioned it. It happens seemingly every year. The same time last year, Luka Doncic was being traded by the Dallas Mavericks. The anniversary is coming up on that. So, yeah, I'm sure the
Luka
NFL
got
is thrilled
traded.
about this.
I remember I was on Media Row. It was like 2 nights before the Super Bowl, and Kevin Durant got traded at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night or something. Right? And it was like, whoa. And it was I think the Super Bowl was in Phoenix, too. And it really just sort of like took over say what you will. You know, the NBA is kind of the only league that could kind of punch back a little bit to the NFL.
Right.
Like, everybody else steamrolls them, but once in a while, the NBA wins a battle. Not the war, but they win a couple of battles along the way.
This is the NBA's way of saying, all right, you want to play games on Christmas Day?
I love Scott that they
day?
said that.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah, we're going to make our trade deadline Super Bowl week. You like that?
Yeah.
I love that.
It's funny. So, all right, opening pickoff time. 4 plays from Gabe, 4 from me. I'll start, Gabe. College basketball. This line has jumped up from when I gave it to the boys in the newsroom here. I'm still going to go with Tulsa. It's up to 9.5. It was 7.5 this afternoon. They're the better team over North Texas. They did lose. They're 18-3, Tulsa. One of their 3 losses did come against North Texas a couple of weeks ago. So they got a little bit of revenge, obviously, on their side. They're 8-2 their last 10. North Texas is only 12-8 on the season. And Tulsa, 8-2 against the spread against winning teams. They're pretty good overall against winning teams, against anybody, actually. 11-5-2. So give me Tulsa laying the 9.5 tonight at home.
I'll go quick here. We got a lot of picks. I'll keep it simple. I'm going to start off with the Denver Pioneers. All right. They're a terrible basketball team, and they're playing an even worse team tonight in Kansas City. The Ruse. That's right. You don't think there's basketball in Kansas City? There is. The Ruse. The Denver Pioneers, 17-2 to the over, guys. We don't overthink it. The numbers are getting high. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting close a lot, too. So they're either just barely going over or it's barely stayed under by a half a point, the last game that stayed under. I think it can get there, though. We've talked about it. Denver give up. They score like 84, 85 a game, and they give up like 84, 85 a game. So they're pretty consistent with it as well. Kansas City are terrible defensively. They give up 83 points a game. They only score 71, but against Denver, they should be able to score a little bit more. And the numbers actually come down to 161.5 right now, right as we're tipping off. I love the over, 161.5. Denver and Kansas City.
All right, I'm going to go over 139.5 DePaul. Georgetown, listen, you'll lose a lot of money if you keep it this simple, but DePaul averages 73 points a game, Georgetown 75. DePaul allows 70 points a game, Georgetown 74. All the numbers add up to 140 points or more. And little bonus, Georgetown 11-1 over their last 12 home games. Give me over 139.5 Hoyas and Blue Demons.
We'll hit the NBA. Don't look now. We've been talking about it, though, for pretty much all season. The Charlotte Hornets don't suck. You know, are they good? No, right? I mean, they're still 10 games under 500 or whatever, but whatever. A couple of years ago, they were winning, they were 30 games under 500. Like, they were bad. They're definitely getting better. And when you look at teams, you sort of throw out their records, guys. You sort of look at what's their mood right now. Right? Are they in a good mood, a bad mood? Like, you know what I mean? What's the feeling of the team right now? Hornets are feeling good, right? They're getting better. They've won 3 games in a row, and they're rolling to Memphis tonight against a Grizzly team. No jaw. The Grizzlies are terrible. Let's just call it out for what it is. They've lost 3 games in a row. These 2 teams are going in different directions. Give me the Charlotte Hornets on the money line, minus 125.
All right. I'll grab a little Conference USA college basketball. How about Missouri State at home laying 2.5 against Sam Houston State? They've just tipped off. It's a toss-up game, but I'll take the home team. Basically, a pick 'em. They're 9-2 straight up at home as Missouri State. They're 7-3 straight up their last 10 games, 8-2 against the spread. Sam Houston State is only 4-6 on the road. Give me Missouri State. Basically, pick a minus 1.5, 2 at home.
I hate betting unders, but I'm going to bet the under of the Memphis and the Charlotte game. You don't think of the Charlotte Hornets as an under team. They actually are a dominant under team on the season. And in fact, what are they? They're 28-19 now to the under on the year. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies are the same thing, right? They both kind of lack. Like, the Grizzlies just don't have any offensive firepower. They have a hard time scoring. right? You know, especially you take John Morant out of the lineup, and they really have a hard time scoring. I'm going to pull the trigger on the under here. It's too high at 230.5. Under Charlotte, Memphis, 230.5.
All right, Missouri Valley play we go. Pretty good game tonight. Give me Belmont laying 5.5 on the road against Valpo. Belmont battling for first place in the conference, 8-2 straight up their last 10, 6-3-1 against the spread against Valpo as well. 8-2 overall. They've won 8 of their last 9 on the road. Belmont, the road team here, so they can win on the road. 5-1 against the spread against winning teams, even on the road. Give me Belmont. They just tipped off laying 5.5 against Valpo.
I'm going to go with Jock Landale over rebounds. The number has moved. Earlier in the day, it was 6.5, and I missed it. I saw it, and I was surprised because I thought, oh, boy, it'll be 7.5 for sure. It was 6.5. It just closed at 7.5 right now, but Landale's been on a rebounding run. He's got at least 8 rebounds in 8 of their last 9 games. He's got 11 rebounds each in the last 2 games. There should be an opportunity for him to rack up the boards tonight as well. Like we said, Memphis are a thin team right now. They've got a lot of injuries, so Landale's got an opportunity to put some numbers up. He's, whatever. He's not a great player, but the dude can rebound. So let's go over 7.5. It's, it's 6.5. It's up to 7.5 now, depending if you want to play the alt line. Either way, your choice, but Landale over rebounds.
All right, there you go. In-game live. We are underway with our opening pickoffs. Quick little break. No doubt Gabe and I will have a ton of more plays over the next hour. Doesn't change.
You got to get on a bus. Then you got to get to the hotel, all right? You got to check into your room. You got to go through all this crap. It's like, yeah, it's done for you, but it's still not like you're still sitting there. You're still in traffic. Yeah, you're still like, it's still 2 a.m. You still want to be in bed, right? You're like, oh, my God, I'm on some highway in Calgary right now. It's 3:30 in the morning, and we're playing against the Canucks tomorrow, right? Like, it's not as smooth as people always think.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. There's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. A, daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good. Yeah. But all of a sudden, the prospect of daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
In reality, you and I could coach Josh Allen to 11 wins. Like, it's not that monumental of a task, right? I mean, Josh Allen alone gives you 9, if not 10 wins, just because he's on the field. So we're not asking for much here. The real question is can he coach somebody? Can somebody coach them through the playoffs and make critical decisions that open the door for them to get past certain opponents?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Hey, welcome back. It is In-Game Live Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 1. So our opening pickoffs are in. I'm laying 9.5 with Tulsa against North Texas. I'm grabbing the over in the DePaul-Georgetown game. I got Missouri State laying 1.5, 2 against Sam Houston State, and then Belmont laying 5.5 against Valpo. Those college basketball games just getting underway.
I'm shocked, Wetzel. I'm very surprised at you that you did not take the Denver game to the over. I'm sure you were going to. You thought it was too obvious, maybe. Maybe you thought, I was going to do it for sure. You'd be like, Morency's
I figured you would. But Kansas City is one of my always under teams.
Like I said, they score 71 points a game. They give up 83, right? So they give up what Denver scores. Can they score a little bit more against a terrible defensive team? That's the key tonight.
Yeah. If they weren't one of my automatic under team, and we're 30 games plus over 500 with this system I've had, so it's been good to us. It really has. So I didn't go under, but I couldn't pull the trigger with the over, even though
But the thing is,
it's an obvious
Denver have done this on the road, and it never makes sense. Like, the lines are too high. Right? Like, guys, like Denver used to be 139 and a half, 144 and a half, 147 and a half, 149 and a half. They've caught on. Like, they're like, we talk, they don't notice some things. They notice when somebody is like 14-1, right? And now it's 17-2. So it's just one of these, okay, we're going to blindly just keep stepping up here. And you saw it too. You and I talk about this during the baseball, and it's frustrating sometimes when we miss out on some of these streaks. You know what I mean? You're like, damn, I wasn't cashing on that like that whole time. Like, like Colorado this year in hockey. I wasn't cashing on them enough. Denver, I have been. For those of you that have been paying attention, I started talking about Denver at like the 7 and 8 range type thing. You know what I mean? Because, in the first couple of games, it wasn't really relevant. But I remember like starting to bet on it, saying, hey, Denver Pioneers are 7-0 to the over. Huh? Like, they're 8-1, 8-0 to the over. Like, so around game 6, around game 7 and 8, we've been along for the ride. And we're up to game 19 now. And like I said, the one game that stayed under, because they had one game really early that went under. So in the last, 6 weeks or whatever, they have one game that stayed under, and it was by a half a point, guys. The total was 159 and a half, and they got to 159 last week against Northern Colorado, whoever the hell it was, North Dakota State or whatever.
Yeah, one of those.
North Dakota, whatever. I think, you know what I mean?
I bet them. See, like you, if you're betting like you are, you stay with it. No matter what the line is, no matter who they're playing, you've had
I've
enough
already
winners.
been on it. Yeah, you've missed the boat now if you're jumping in now. I missed the boat. Yeah.
Yeah, and the one time I did bet it was the one where they got to 159 and it was 159 and a half. So I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. So
there was another one, American University. They were like 10-1 type thing too to the over. Bro, like they must be on a 6 or 7 game under run. I'm about to lose tonight.
Right.
It's one of these like, all right, Queens. One last time I'll do it. Like when American.
Right.
It was like, no, they're not good offensively or anything. The only reason a bunch of games went over, they had stupid low totals. They're in a crap-ass conference. Most of those totals in that conference are in the 134 range, 132 and a half, 136 and a half type thing. They've adjusted. Like American was 151 and a half tonight. It's not there. Yeah. Like you said, Queens are another good one. I got burnt last night. UNLV just couldn't score. New Mexico have been a big over team. But look, New Mexico got into the mid-80s last night. It was UNLV that could only put up 55 or whatever. Like New Mexico did their part.
Yeah, should have just played them versus the over-under. Fordham's in action tonight. I don't have the lines on FanDuel because that's a New York school. They're the number one under team, or at least tied 4-13 or 13-4, however you look at it. Generally people, the Rams. Generally, you always give the over first. But they're 13-4 to the under.
I know, but it's funny. We talked about it like with Hawaii last week. It's just, it sucks betting these unders because they get low and stuff, and then they get blown up, right? They get absolutely blown up. Like you mentioned, Queens. Queens are in action right now. Their total is 171 and a half. I've taken a lot of their overs this year. Central Arkansas, it's 59, so they're at 112 with 14 minutes left. It's 59-53. That's Queens, North Carolina. They play track meets. I'm looking for Fordham here. I should find a number.
At the top. Gets LaSalle.
Oh, here we go. So we got a tie game.
What was it?
46-46. It's 139 and a half right now.
Yeah, that's over then. I think it was like 128 and a half. I think 128, 126 and a half, if memory serves me right.
I think that's the oldest gym in America now.
Yeah. Rose Gym.
Yeah,
last one that's being used.
Yeah, like the oldest building in America, North America even, because in Canada most of the old ones are gone too. Like was Northeastern. I don't know if you saw, they just shut down Northeastern's hockey arena.
Did they really?
Yeah, but dude, it was like
building a new
It
one?
was around since like 1806 or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Like it was like an outhouse in the like, you know what I mean? Like it was literally, it was the oldest stadium arena basically in North America. I don't know about the world, you know what I mean? But like in North America. So now it's Fordham though. I never really realized how cool that Fordham gym was actually. Like the Ramones have played there and rock concerts and stuff like that. It's a pretty cool little place. I've never been there though.
Never been there either, believe it or not, even though it's not too far from here. I was in the Boston University facility. I was never in the Northeastern one as far as the hockey stuff goes. So, you're right about the NBA real quickly. Listen, these people aren't stupid, right? They do things for reasons. They know they could have just as easily, Gabe, have made the deadline. And if you think about it, it makes sense because this is the dead week. You make the deadline this weekend. Right now, this whole week, people are talking what? NBA trade deadline,
you let the hype build up and you drop the bomb like 2 days before the Super Bowl. I like this, what they do.
That's not by accident,
it's actually, you got to give them credit. No one's ever really brought it up, but like, give them credit for it. They realized, all right, you guys are screwing around with us and this and that. Like,
I think that's a role in it.
The Super Bowl ratings are still big, but at the same point in time, they win. Like you remember last year, Luka. People weren't even talking about the Super Bowl. Luka. Dude, if Giannis gets traded next week, boom. No one's going to care about Patriots, Seahawks. It will not forget. Patriots, Seahawks, it'll do well once the game starts, but it's not a sexy matchup. There's not a lot of Seahawks or Patriot fans that aren't in like New England or Seattle.
Yeah. He gets traded to the Knicks. The Super Bowl will really be forgotten on.
I don't want that to happen just because of the media. You got to get on a bus. Then you got to get to the hotel. All right. You got to check into your room. You got to go through all this crap. It's like, yeah, it's done for you, but it's still not like you're still sitting there. You're still in traffic. Yeah. You're still like, it's still 2 a.m. You still want to be in bed, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm on some highway in Calgary right now. It's 3:30 in the morning and we're playing against the Canucks tomorrow, right? Like it's not as smooth as people always think.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. Certainly there's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But, these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good. But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
In reality, you and I could coach Josh Allen to 11 wins. Like, it's not that monumental of a task, right? I mean, Josh Allen alone gives you 9, if not 10 wins, just because he's on the field. So we're not asking for much here. The real question is can he coach somebody? Can somebody coach them through the playoffs and make critical decisions that open the door for them to get past certain opponents?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 1 of our 2-hour extravaganza. How about a little poly market action? I always like to spend a couple of minutes on that, a little prediction market, as they call it. I had one yesterday. I got another one here today. I don't know again, FanDuel here in New York, Gabe, doesn't offer odds. And I almost purposely didn't want to do the research. But Luka to win the MVP on poly market today, plus 850. That's not bad for a guy who's carrying a team, 1, is on a notable team, 2, is a notable player, 3, and oh, by the way, we buried the lead, is leading the NBA in scoring. He's not the odds-on favorite right now. You want to give me plus, 850 for him to win the MVP if they continue along their path and no real storyline develops and OKC continues to come back to the pack a little bit? I think that's a pretty good ticket at 8.5 to 1.
I think it's a good number. I brought it up the other night that I think people are kind of over-criticize the Lakers a little bit, that they'll be dangerous in the playoffs for a round or two. Looking at the number, I'm looking at Paulie right now. Gilgeous-Alexander is the runaway favorite for this still right now, which is interesting, right? They're just sort of, all right, yeah, he puts up these points and he just sort of does his thing. I don't know. I look at Cade Cunningham. You look at how good Detroit is. Right, he's not getting any love either. Jaylen Brown's having a hell of a year, not getting any love. Yeah. But I don't disagree with your Luka look here, just due to the fact he's popular with the media, and maybe they get bored with SGA, but they kind of go in kind of like it's almost like the Grammys or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like they'll be nice to SGA for a year or two here, Scott. Like he'll win another one, and he could do the exact same thing next year, and he won't win. You know what I mean? It's almost like, yeah, we'll give it to him for a couple of years. He'll be the guy, and then, we'll sort of move off of it. It's surprising to see Luka so far off this, but I guess it's because the Lakers, where they are in the standings. It's weird to say the Lakers don't get talked about enough, but I don't hate the pick just because of the odds.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the Lakers are the number 5 team right now. They're only 2 out of being the number 2 team. I don't know if they're going to catch OKC, which is the number 1 team. But if OKC continues to lose, maybe Detroit, believe it or not, which is only 1 game behind OKC for the best record in the NBA, then you don't have that, well, you got to give it to the best player on the best team. Well, then, he's not on the best team record-wise anyway, right? So then you start looking for stories. Like, how the voters are. They want stories. And I think the Lakers will look, like I said, at 8.5 to 1. I don't think that's a bad play. I really don't. Same thing with Cade Cunningham. You're right. Sooner or later, people are going to catch on that the Detroit Pistons are running away with the Eastern Conference. It's not the
if you're one of the best teams, then you look at the best player on the best team, right? You have to be like, all right, well, and nobody ever talks about Cade Cunningham. It's because of the market that he plays in.
Yeah,
the NBA
media
media
market's pretty good NBA-wise. It's just they don't respect them yet. They took the Knicks to the limit last year.
Let's call it off what it is, but the national NBA media talks about 3 teams.
Right.
The Knicks, the Warriors, and the Lakers.
That's it.
Point blank. You know what I mean?
A little bit Celtics.
Once in a while, Wemby, you know what I mean? But but even the Celtics, like, it's amazing. Jaylen Brown gets no love. If this was Jason Tatum, then they talk about it every day. Oh, he's so great. He's a leader and blah, blah. He's the man. But, like, Jaylen Brown does it, and people talk about his receding hairline instead. Right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just there's a narrative with the NBA media, and they go with it, and they stick with it, man. Yeah. Like, right away today, Giannis. How does this affect the Warriors and the Knicks? It's like, there's a bunch of other teams that, like, I hate to break it to you. The Knicks haven't won 55 years or whatever, okay? Hey, you know what I mean? Like, this whole, the Knicks, and then Windhorse. And I like Windhorse, but, the Golden State Warriors have the most to offer. What do they have to offer, Scott? Seriously, what are the Golden State? I'll ask you right
I don't
now.
know.
If they offered me Steph Curry, I would say, what are you, crazy? No, I'm not trading Steph Curry for Giannis. You can't even give me Steph Curry. What do you have I would want, Scott? Do you agree with me? What the hell can the Warriors offer me? Like, you guys, what, Kuminga? We all know you can't get rid of Kuminga for a bag of basketballs right now. You would have traded him.
The draft choice. They buried that poor kid. I don't know what he ever did. I mean, we got guys that are
He's a good player.
Players.
I'm not saying he ain't a good player, but I know that his stock ain't hot right now.
Right. I mean, they got players in Draymond that are punching out players, walking off the court in the middle of games. Yeah, they're getting minutes.
What are you going to get me, Moody? Guy, like, what do you got to offer? Like,
Yeah.
Gary
and their
Payton
draft
Jr.?
choices aren't any good. If you just wanted to really restock, the Nets would be the one or
That's
two halfway decent players. They got a boatload of draft choices. That's where you want to send them. Send them to Siberia. You want out of Milwaukee? All right. You think this is the worst? Try again.
You got to get on a bus. Then you got to get to the hotel. All right, you got to check into your room. You got to go through all this crap. It's like, yeah, it's done for you, but it's still not like you're still sitting there. You're still in traffic. Yeah, you're still like it's still 2 a.m. You still want to be in bed, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm on some highway in Calgary right now. It's 3:30 in the morning, and we're playing against the Canucks tomorrow. Right? Like, it's not as smooth as people always think.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. Certainly there's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But, these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good. Yeah. But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
In reality, you and I could coach Josh Allen to 11 wins. Like, it's not that monumental of a task, right? I mean, Josh Allen alone gives you 9, if not 10 wins, just because he's on the field. So we're not asking for much here. The real question is can he coach somebody? Can somebody coach them through the playoffs and make critical decisions that open the door for them to get past certain opponents?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Hi, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 1. Let's turn our attention to little NFL. We got some news to get to as we welcome in our good buddy Paul Bovey, VegasInsider.com. That's VegasInsider.com. What's going on, Paul? Before we get to the Super Bowl, give me your thoughts. Are you a Belichick guy with all this haboo about him not getting voted in the Hall of Fame on first ballot? What do you think, Paul? Did he get screwed, or you know what? Screw him because he was a jerk to the media.
He was a cheater, Scott. So I'm going to say he was a cheater. It had nothing to do. Like, has everyone forgotten? The guy was suspended. Like, the guy got caught cheating multiple times. Like, and accused of it multiple times. This is the price you pay. You got a short memory, Wetzel. Everyone's like, oh, this is unbelievable. What do you mean it's unbelievable? You know what I mean? It's not unbelievable at all. I'm not shocked by it at all. You, Paul?
I'm pretty shocked because a lot of it was accusation more than conviction. So, look, this guy has accomplished a great deal in his career, and things tend to be overlooked. I can't wash away this storied career on the strength of a couple of accusations that basically were never definitively, he was never definitively convicted.
Yeah, but is it the end of the world if he doesn't get in on the first time? Like, no, he's not banned from the Hall of Fame. It's not like he's not getting in.
Well, it's a slight. Let's put it that way. And I think
so is cheating. So is cheating. Like, that's a slight as well.
Carlos Beltran just got in a couple of days ago in baseball. And he was cheating left and right. I mean, right? And he got in, not first ballot, but he got in.
Not first ballot.
This is Bill Belichick.
He also lost a managerial job because of it.
Yeah, he did.
This guy is at the top of the mountain, man. I can't say that was expected. I could see you making that
Brady
case.
won without him, and now the Patriots are about to win without him. Just saying.
And that is a valid point. I think some of his accomplishments were discredited by the success that Brady had moving forward. So you make a good point there, but still, I don't know. Look, I'm sure the Jets aren't sad. I mean, he signed on with
for the
them
record, your boy Eli Manning fell short too. We could debate that. Eli Manning.
Thank goodness for that. Thank goodness.
He's going to get in, though. He'll get in eventually. He's just, he'll get in.
Probably 1 week year. How about the fact, I don't quite understand why players have to wait 5 years. Paul Phillip Rivers has got to wait another 5 years, whereas head coaches don't. Owners don't. The last time I checked, Robert Kraft still owns the New England Patriots. Last time I checked, Bill Belichick is still coaching, albeit not in the NFL, but he was in the NFL only 3 years ago. Why do players have to wait 5 years versus, all the other guys that seem to get it automatically?
Maybe just because there's a chance they might come back into the league. And
that's what I thought the reason was with Belichick. Like I expected people to say, yeah, because he's still coaching. There used to be,
Scott, but there used to be the wait with the coaches. I think they changed it because I didn't remember when Holmgren came back. They said, "Oh, it's going to be another 5 years now or something." So I think they might have changed that. But nevertheless, I don't know what everyone's freaking out about. Like how many people that were freaking out in the media about Belichick freaked out and called him a cheater at the time.
Yeah, that is true. that is definitely true.
So is there a problem with Harbaugh in Michigan as well? Did he do nothing at all? Nothing at all? He's been suspended. He's banned from the NCAA.
Yeah.
I mean,
that'll be interesting.
But he did nothing at all, right? So.
Yeah, as far as technically, legally and everything, all that other stuff. All right, additional thoughts. Patriots get 4.5 against Seattle, Paul.
All right, so Scott, I made a lot of money with Seattle last few weeks. I did, but I'm not rushing out to lay 4.5 or 5 points with a Seahawks team, which to me has shown some cracks along the way. You go back to that Tampa Bay game, Baker Mayfield, 29-33, perfect rating or near perfect rating at 134. And then, so you got 3 games against the Rams. Now you can determine which one was the aberration. Well, I say it was the first one where he threw for 130 yards because in the 2 successive games, he threw the ball 84 times and racked up 831 yards, which is 10 yards per attempt, which is pretty insane. They did have some impressive defensive performances, and I would single out that Carolina game where Bryce Young threw for 54 yards. But, against the Vikings, they shut him out 26-0. It was Matt Brosner. They got Phillip Rivers the first game back after the Daniel Jones injury, and Indy almost managed to pull the game out. So I don't know how good their defense is, but I can safely say that it is inconsistent and it is beatable. So I know there's a lot of rhetoric.
I thought next ball
there.
you were going to say, they gave up a first down in the second preseason game of the year that I didn't like either. You're really going back in time here.
Well, I think you got to really dissect the schedule because you'll look at 26-0 Minnesota and say, wow,
what about New England's
impressive.
schedule on the other side? They've had the easiest schedule since 1978.
Listen, guilty as charged. I get it. But all I'm saying is I think Seattle wins the game, but I'm not rushing out to lay 4.5 or 5 points with this team, knowing they can be beaten through the air. I mean, that performance by Baker Mayfield, if you go back, he never played a game like that again. Matthew Stafford, I mean, what did he do? Put up near 500 yards through the air in that Ram game a few weeks ago. I mean,
so you got to like the May prop over 222.5. I gave it last night on the show,
right.
And I think they're going to be playing from behind.
That's a look. The point I'm making is, I hear chatter like, "Oh, what a great defense." This is not the '86 Bears, man, and nothing remotely close. So I think that's a pretty good prop. He can get the ball downfield, no doubt. I got burnt by Hunter Henry last week, but then again, everybody that had overs last week went down in flames, just in part because of the weather. But I may go back to the Hunter Henry well, since you can get him as low as 37.5 right now, and they've shown some propensity to give up big yardage to the tight end. I mean, I could single out 5 or 6 or 7 games where the tight end was number 1 or number 2 in terms of receiving yards against them with quantity, with big yardage.
You know, most games, there's two ways to bet it, right? You bet the underdog, New England, or you bet the favorite, Seattle. This one, Paul, to me, there's three ways. You bet New England, you bet Seattle, or you bet New England thinking that they're going to lose the game but cover the spread. There's like this third element. You know, Seattle's got 4 games this year where they won by 4 points or less, 7 one-score wins. You know, they have some blowouts, but I could see Seattle winning but New England covering. Well, look, kind of what New England did against the Denver Broncos, right?
Yeah, but that violates a gambling covenant.
I
You're
know.
not supposed to do that. You're supposed to take
The covenant.
I know.
You like that?
I don't know the covenant, but
The covenant.
I understand. You bet on the team you think's going
And
to
just
win,
for the
right?
record,
I mean,
and I know, Paul, you're not the biggest trend guy in all this, but I did see that Super Bowl favorites of 3 points or more are 2-7 against the spread the last
9.
2-9 against the spread the last 11 times. 2-11. 2-9 in the last 11 games.
That's an
But I don't
11
buy
game
into that.
sample size. You know,
Look, the
Gabe,
Super
if
Bowls
you-
have gotten closer as of late, but I've got Seattle winning by like 10 type of thing. I think they're going to win by 7 or 10.
Okay. All right. Look, I'll tell you where I would go with the game. Sometimes, you know, I look at a game and I say, am I going to get the number I want? And I didn't get the number I want. Like I would
What about the total?
That's where I'm going. I would go over 44 minus $1.23. That's my target number. I don't know if I'm going to get it. I could buy it down if it gets to 44.5, 45. But if it doesn't get there, I don't think I'm going to touch the total.
So you want to get to 45's that key number you think they're going to get to then?
Yeah, right now it's 45.5. Paul, good job as always, man. Check out his work, VegasInsider.com, VegasInsider.com. Thanks, Paul.
You got to get on a bus. Then you got to get to the hotel. All right. You got to check into your room. You got to go through all this crap. It's like, yeah, it's done for you, but it's still not like you're still sitting there. You're still in traffic. Yeah. You're still like, it's still 2 a.m. You still want to be in bed, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm on some highway in Calgary right now. It's 3:30 in the morning and we're playing against the Canucks tomorrow, right? Like it's not as smooth as people always think.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So the you know, they may have objections. Certainly there's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But you know, these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show only on SportsGrid.
In reality, you and I could coach Josh Allen to 11 wins. Like, it's not that monumental of a task, right? I mean, Josh Allen alone gives you 9, if not 10 wins, just because he's on the field. So we're not asking for much here. The real question is can he coach somebody? Can somebody coach them through the playoffs and make critical decisions that open the door for them to get past certain opponents?
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. In-game live, game day here on the grid. Thanks again, Paul Bovey. VegasInsider.com, Vegas Insider. You know, we didn't have time to talk to him long enough here, Gabe, but what happens, David? We broke the covenant, right? I suggested something that's breaking the covenant.
Yeah, he said use the word covenant. The covenant, the gambling.
So if you think the Patriots are going to lose, but not lose by 5 or more, what are you supposed to do then?
Paul's a religious gambler too, right? Like he freaks out if you tell him a teaser.
I pray to God all the time with my picks.
Cross zero. You tell him I'm going to cross zero with a
yeah.
TIA. He'll be like, "Oh, that's just not. You just don't do that. Like amateur move, like amateur." Like I get into it about the rules all the time. I just like how he went right to it. No, that's breaking a covenant. Like it's like seriously sacrilege what you said.
So who do you bet on then? If I don't want to lay the 4.5 with Seattle, and I don't think they're going to win by 7, and I don't think the Patriots are going to win.
I spoke to someone today that just said they bit the bullet and laid minus 225 on the money line. I was like,
money line?
That's pretty. Yeah, they just said, they said, I don't want to dance around. I just laid 225 with a money line. For me,
it's one of those things. Let's just say you're a $100 better, right? We'll make it nice and easy. It's one of those things where you just say, all right, risk $110 to win 40.
No.
And that's all.
If you're a $100 better, you got to lay the damn points and hope for the best.
Right. Yeah. Whatever you are.
Super Bowl, you're going to bet $100 to win, like, you know what I mean, $55 back or whatever, $45 back.
Even.
You know what I mean? It's
not
not like, what's the point? It's the Super Bowl.
Right.
The thing is, you and I both know, the whole thing, the history of the Super Bowl has been that the point spread doesn't matter, right? Like New England won't cover or they're going to win the game outright. Like that's the history of the Super Bowl. So much so, like we're talking like 51-4 type of thing.
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3. I don't even think it's 4. Like over the last
you know what I'm
30
saying?
years or so.
It's like let's say I think it's 4 in that range. It's literally like 50-5 or 50-4, whatever. You know what I mean? If you'll notice though, last year was a blowout. Philadelphia punched KC in the mouth. KC just didn't respond. But before that, we've had all 3-point games suddenly. Lot of close games.
Yeah.
Rams, Bengals, like off the top of my head, all these games always came down to the wire, like these sort of 3- and 4-point games. I don't think the spread comes down. I think it only goes up.
I don't think,
My recommendation is, and this is only like real hardcores do this, but like I suggested last night, a good example, Michigan. We knew Michigan were going to win. Laying 10.5 was dicey. I told people online, I said, hey, Michigan money line, Seattle Seahawks money line, minus 152. Boom. You get a head start on the Super Bowl that way, guys. You see a favorite, like in basketball, you don't really want to lay the price, or in hockey, I don't want to lay the 300 with these guys, but all right, I'll put them in the parlay, 300, Avalanche and the Seahawks money line, and you can build up your portfolio. And you know what? If you get a little cockier, you can start sort of getting these sort of even money parlays and plus money. All right, I'll take a chance here, try to get a plus 117 back. I do it with the Dodgers, Scott, a lot. With the Dodger futures. You know what I mean? It'd be like, all right, the Dodgers to win the division, but I can't really just bet like minus 750 outright for the Dodgers to win a division. So, and I'll do it like a month in advance before the season starts. It'll be like a Friday night after a couple of drinks. I'll be like, oh, you know what? I'll put 500 on this Australian football rule team. And I'll put the Dodgers like at the back end. Right? And then I win. And then suddenly I'm like, all right, I got the Dodgers at plus 127 to win a division now. Let's go for a nickel. Let's go. You know what I mean? Like, you can do it. Like, if you just sort of get ahead of yourself, start building a portfolio for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And now's the time, like, don't wait until Super Bowl Sunday. Because
then you get panicked. You lose
hockey.
A game or two and you start chasing. Yeah, I've done that, Scott.
Yeah, there's not many games. There's no hockey, right? Hockey's in its Olympic break. NBA's got 4 games, and I don't see one that's really like Knicks Celtics. That's kind of
Super Bowl weekend. Yeah, what's the action next
Super
week?
Bowl
Good
Sunday.
call, looking ahead. Good call. So what do we got? What's going on? So it's got to be a big Saturday of college ball on the Saturday before.
Yes, college is going to be huge. But Super Bowl Sunday, NBA, Knicks Celtics. That's a pick'em game. Miami, Washington. Miami be favored, but Indiana, Toronto. Toronto will be favored. I would think of that.
Is it in Toronto?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And then Clippers of Minnesota.
But good call by you. Don't wait till Sunday morning, because then you can really screw yourself. And like, not everybody has an infinite bankroll, so you'll be like, oh, y'all take the Miami Heat, and the Heat screw you, and then you start chasing, and then you're like, you're already down. You're already down 500 before the game starts. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've done it. And I can almost tell, like, sometimes games are doomed, Scott. Like, I forget who it was. It happened to me, like, during the playoffs of college football. I was like, you know what? I really like these guys on Saturday or Friday. And I kept, like, dude, I lost, like, 4 times during the week trying to get a parlay together. And then it hit me later in the week. I was like, and then they won easily and they covered. And I was like, all those stupid parlays. I just could have just bet on covered a spread instead of getting cute during the week. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm just so mad at myself. I literally lost like 6 times in a row or something. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, and I was like, I don't know if this is destiny. I was like, man, it's like, they really don't want me like getting a parlay for this. Like, Lord Gambler, I call him. Bobby used Covenant. I use Lord Gambler. Lord Gambler is like, no, we're not going to let you do this. And I stubbornly kept trying and chasing and losing, Scott. So it's a good call by you. Like, we've all done it. Sunday, Super Bowl day, you're like, oh, look, the Canadians always play on Super Bowl Sunday, Scott. You know how many times I've risked it? I'm like, all right, please don't lose today. I'm going to put a nickel on you, parlayed with the Super Bowl. And the Canadians lose. And it's that sinky. You're like, I'm down $500 and the Super Bowl hasn't even started yet. It's like, it's the worst feeling.
I might as well should have just bet on the coin toss or the
it's
national
almost
anthem.
It's almost like the early college games. It's even worse on the West Coast, though. You know what I mean? I'm sure you've done it where, like, the early college games, you just get lit up and you lose everything. And you're like, I'm already down, like, a lot of money going into the 3:30 games. Like, it's just depressing. It's even worse on the West Coast, Scott. Like, I've done it where I look, I'm like, dude, I'm down $2,300. It's not even noon yet. Like, this is no fun. Like, I was thinking about the whole day ahead. I'm like, man, I got a lot of climbing to do here. Like, losing those first bets suck, man. I tell you.
Suck. All right, if the goal is to get it to even money, Seattle's minus 230. I'll use today's college basketball games as an example. Yeah. Wisconsin is minus 610 as a 9.5 point favorite. That brings it down to minus 150.
There you go.
Now, see, that's manageable, right? Little better.
You got to get on a bus. Then you got to get to the hotel. All right. You got to check into your room. You got to go through all this crap. It's like, it's done for you, but it's still not like you're still sitting there. You're still in traffic. Yeah. You're still like, it's still 2 a.m. You still want to be in bed, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm on some highway in Calgary right now at 3:30 in the morning and we're playing against the Canucks tomorrow, right? Like, it's not as smooth as people always think.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. Certainly there's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But, these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good. But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like, he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
In reality, you and I could coach Josh Allen to 11 wins. Like, it's not that monumental of a task, right? I mean, Josh Allen alone gives you 9, if not 10 wins, just because he's on the field. So we're not asking for much here. The real question is can he coach somebody? Can somebody coach them through the playoffs and make critical decisions that open the door for them to get past certain opponents?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. In-game live, game day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe closing out hour number 1. Just to throw it out there before we get to our late-night pickoff game, for an example, although I would do this tonight because I don't think Wisconsin's losing at home and I don't think Miami's losing at home tonight either. Both are 9.5-point favorites. If you put both those two teams on the money line and Seattle, that brings it down to even money. So that's probably a better way to do it.
Yeah, you sort of stockpile them, guys. They're depending on your budget, but $25 at a time, 50 at a time, like 100 at a time, whatnot.
Yeah.
Right, but like you could end up saying, like $500, putting 500 in, and you could end up with a couple of plus money parlays along the way, and suddenly you've got Seattle on the money line at plus money. And then I'm not a big hedger, but you could say, well, the point spread's up to 5 now. I could just take the 5 points and kick back. I could win the game. I cover the spread. Like, you know what I mean? You've got a lot of different angles to play with. I'm going to do this one. Sabalenka to win the Women's Australian Open and the Seahawks on the money line plus 151. That's not bad. Yeah, like Sabalenka gets it done for me. Suddenly I got the Seahawks at plus 151, Scott. Then, it does put you in nice hedging spots like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me see what let's see what Alcaraz is. Alcaraz and the Seahawks. You see last night? I don't know if it was late. I don't know if you were watching, but with Musetti, he was going to beat him, Scott.
Oh,
he was beating him. He was going to beat him point blank. So it wasn't a case that he quit because he was losing. The guy was hurt. Like he was killing the Joker. I was watching it. I bet the in-game over 41.5, and I was like, I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose because I need Joker to win a set. And then Joker started coming back and winning, and I was like, oh, this is good. He's coming back. And I realized, no, he's not really. The other guy can't walk. So it was basically like, and then I heard McEnroe say he should just concede the set. Remember we talked about the rules the other day?
Yep.
He goes, he should concede the set and get a 10-minute break. And then they said he can't even continue, like with 10 minutes. It won't be enough. Like he knew. And the poor guy. And Novak was very classy after. He goes, I was losing. He goes, I have no business winning this match. He said that. Yeah. He goes, this guy was on my way home tonight. This guy was playing great. It's too bad. He goes, this has happened to me before in the past. I understand both sides of it. It sucks. But he admitted, he goes, I had no business like being here doing this interview with you, he said after. Yeah, Musetti, I was lucky because I got my money back. There was a bet void. But, yeah, we got to get to our picks, actually. That's right.
All right, late night pickoff. I'll start here, Gabe. I'm going to grab Houston, the Rockets, laying 2.5 against the Spurs. The Rockets are the best home team in the NBA, 16-3. Spurs are pretty good on the road. This series, though, is even as it's been dominated by the home team. 8-2 last 10 meetings, including, more importantly, Houston, 5-0 at home against San Antonio. Give me the Rockets, basically a pick 'em laying 2.5.
I see this game differently. I see this as a statement game for the San Antonio Spurs tonight. Last time they played, they were on a back-to-back against the Rockets. This is a rivalry game. They don't like each other. No Steven Adams now. Injuries are starting to mount up. I don't like this Houston team. I think they peaked early. They look good, and I don't think they're that good. I think they're going to start to, they got problems type of thing. I think moving forward, I like the Spurs plus the 2.5 tonight.
All right. Keep it in Houston. Not this game, though. Give me the under 138.5 Houston Cougars at TCU. Houston's allowed 61 points a game. TCU 70. My world, that averages to 131. Last 4 meetings, they've had 135 points or less. Give me under 138.5 Houston TCU.
You know what? I'm getting 3 with the Spurs now, too. Even better than a 2.5. Nice.
Wow.
So yeah, give me the I'll take the Spurs plus the 3. Let's go with Wembanyama. I'm keeping this public. Keep it simple, stupid. Wembanyama points and rebounds is 33.5. I figure he's good for like 24 points type of thing, 22, 24 points. And I figure he's good for 10, 12 rebounds. And if he goes off for 13 boards and 21, whatever the math is going to get me there, he goes over this pretty much all the time, like 4 of the last 5. It's all about playing time with him, right? I mean, if the guy played more, he'd put up more numbers type of deal. So, they ease him back in. It's playing time. But I expect him to ball out tonight over 33.5 points and rebounds. No assists. Throw that up. Points and rebounds over 33.5. Wembanyama.
All right. Little Missouri Valley action. Give me Murray State at home laying 2.5. Good matchup today. Murray State versus Illinois State. Murray State 11-2 against the spread at home. Give me Murray State tonight.
I'm going to go with Sengun, Coach James Young's boy. Sengun, he's a dirty son of a bitch, but the guy can ball. He's a good player. And he scores like nearly 22 points a game on average, like 21.7 or whatever, but he scored 25. He scored 20 in the 2 games against these guys. He puts up points. It's 18.5. Let's go Sengun over 18.5.
Hour number 2 coming up next with more plays.
got to get on a bus. Then you got to get to the hotel. All right, you got to check into your room. You got to go through all this crap. It's like, yeah, it's done for you, but it's still not like you're still sitting there. You're still in traffic. Yeah, you're still like, it's still 2 a.m. You still want to be in bed, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm on some highway in Calgary right now at 3:30 in the morning, and we're playing against the Canucks tomorrow. Right? Like, it's not as smooth as people always think.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. Certainly there's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But, these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
In reality, you and I could coach Josh Allen to 11 wins. Like, it's not that monumental of a task, right? I mean, Josh Allen alone gives you 9, if not 10 wins, just because he's on the field. So we're not asking for much here. The real question is can he coach somebody? Can somebody coach them through the playoffs and make critical decisions that open the door for them to get past certain opponents?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. So a lot of plays to get to, a lot of hunch plays tonight. And surprisingly enough, a lot of them are coming through. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. First up, let's bring in our good buddy, SportsGrid host. You see it here all the time on the grid, Mr. Cam Stewart. What's going on, Cam? How are you tonight?
Hey, guys. Yeah, Gabe and I were talking. It was pretty crazy, Scott. The one game you thought in hockey that was going to have goals was Ottawa, Colorado, and it's the only one. We basically did a podcast today and play 3 games over 1.5 in the first period. The Islanders-Rangers game's a track meet. It's 5-2 in the third. And this Columbus Flyers game, there's getting goals. But 1-0 late in the second period of this game. So 2 wins, 1 loss if you're playing the over 1.5 first period routine.
I didn't play any of the NHL games tonight. I was going, they were all early. There were 3 early games. I got caught up in the basketball. The Raptors-Knicks game was sort of my focus, 63-55. Raptors right now, 8 minutes left in the third. But I played all 4 women's hockey games tonight. The PWHL. Looked, the NHL. I was like, screw the NHL. I'm playing the PWHL. And I would have played Colorado and Ottawa over in the first period. Yeah. The game was starting, and I was like, damn, I didn't get the bet in. And then for whatever reason, I didn't force it. I was like, maybe it was for a reason I didn't get it in. And I'm shocked, though, that it's 1-0. I took the Victoire de Montreal to beat the Toronto Scepters.
Good
Poor
pick.
Cam, even Toronto, even your women's team can't win. The Leafs and the Scepters.
Yeah, Leafs and Scepters both suck.
Can't play hockey in Toronto.
The Leafs. Yeah,
basketball.
Exactly.
It's a basketball city and baseball city.
I'll tell you, Scott. Yep, Toronto, the Leafs are out the door. They're down the toilet. Yep, the Scepters stink. Yeah, they do suck. And I'll tell you, Gabe, good call with Montreal blanking the Scepters. That's the whole thing. Ice in Toronto, bad news. Colorado just scored to tie it up. So if you like the Avalanche to come back in this game, Ottawa's played really, really well. I've watched this in the Raptors game going back and forth. The problem with Ottawa, guys, Gabe, and I can tell you this, and Scott, their goaltender's James Reimer. And basically nowadays a third-string goaltender. And we've talked about Ottawa. I'm watching them play. Effective in the great aggression, great chances, but now a very, very weak goal. And he let in tons of weak goals before. It's just James Reimer.
They're the new Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah.
We're like the Sabres every year. It's like, man, they're so close. They're going to make it. Like Ottawa, they're not going to end up making it in the end. Like you said, their goaltending situation is a mess. But
the difference
how
is
about
Buffalo's
this, too?
got Luukkonen. He's like a pretty good goalie.
Oh,
they just
2-1.
yeah,
Yeah, it's opening up.
Hugo, he should have taken the live over. It was like hanging there, like, wasn't it like 3.5?
I hate to say it, but Colorado plus 172 is the play now. You get plus 172 on the Avs. They're only down a goal.
What
That's
a
totally
giveaway.
minus
You're right,
150
Scott.
today.
What a giveaway. The goalie Wedgwood gave it right to the Ottawa guy there. Wow, 2 goals.
Colorado's been
4
struggling
seconds.
for the last week or so. Like, reality's kicked in for these guys a little bit.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, look at the Rangers. And I left it on the table tonight. Like I said, I was in basketball mode. But you look at the Rangers, they shut down Panarin now. They're going to trade him.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the Rangers are in quit mode. Imagine the vibe in the room today when they find that out. Oh, yeah, by the way, our best player's not going to play anymore because they don't want to get him hurt because they want to trade him.
And guys, you know, Gabe, the Rangers, their one thing that they did well was kind of going on the road and winning these games. And it's kind of like the Leafs and Sabres. The Islanders are kicking the living crap out of these guys. It's like the Rangers are like the Leafs New York version. It's like, you guys aren't that good. You're not a very good hockey
The Vultures,
team.
Vultures are going to come out now, the GMs.
Yeah.
Jury's phone is going to be ringing off the hook, Scott, right now. Hey,
And he wants to trade.
Who do you got?
Yeah,
who
who's
do you want
available?
to trade? Like, you know.
Exactly. Think about
he
it, guys.
told the world last week he was looking to move players. I mean, that locker room has got, I don't know how lower you could go, but you're right. It probably went even a little bit lower today with Panarin.
This stuff, it goes in messages. The guys in the room sent the message today. Trade me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because guys will respond, I want to be
Get me
here.
out.
Like, no, I want to be here. I don't want to get traded. I want to be here. This is a message. You know what? I want to get traded too. Trade me.
I got to tell you,
And
guys.
Palat scored tonight in his Islanders debut. That was one of those hunch plays. He's not a big time goal scorer, but
I give the Islanders
he did
credit
score
too,
tonight.
guys. They're not a regular team. Like, they go and get shellacked by the Buffalo Sabres, which is really impressive. Then they do the exact same thing to Philadelphia. They beat Philadelphia 5-0. They're on a back-to-back against their rival, and they're beating the crap out of the Rangers 5-2. Gabe, I'd have to say this. The Rangers and Leafs, 2 of the biggest disappointments in the National Hockey League this year. 2 original 6 franchises not getting it done. We're seeing a little bit of a changing of the guard. But, guys, if Colorado comes back in this game and ties it, I'm actually going to bet Ottawa as a dog. I've watched the game. They're out shooting them 16-7. They're playing better. The only concern I have, as I told you before, is James Reimer between the pipes.
I just want to throw something out here quickly. Why the hell would the Ottawa Charge PWHL team be playing at the same time as the Ottawa Senators? Like,
that's stupid.
In the same city. It's a small city, Ottawa. It's not New York City. Like, what are you doing? Like, the same people will go to the game. Like, what the hell's going on?
That's a great point. Yeah, it's Torrent versus Charge. It's Sens versus Avs. Like, what are you guys doing?
It's Ottawa. All they have is hockey. Like, don't put them on at the same damn time.
Gabe is so right, Scott. Like, honest to God,
in
this
the
is
same
not like a
city
major
at
city.
home. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, it really
You're
doesn't.
actually losing, like, that is, and it's ridiculous. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, in Ottawa,
Just to prove there's no homerness in my picks, give me the Minnesota Frost right now over the Vancouver Golden Eyes.
Frost.
Yeah, Minnesota Frost.
So are these women playing in the
Dr.
Olympics?
Freeze.
Or is this,
Yeah,
are they shutting their
Frosty.
league down after a week of play because they got to start the
Scott.
Olympics?
Yeah. The PWHL
Why
is
did they
shutting
just
down.
wait? I mean,
shutting
I
down.
don't know.
Good
They're going
call,
to play
Scott.
for a week, right? I mean, what am I missing here?
I don't know. We don't run the
Okay.
league. Gabe said it. They're having 2 Ottawa
Crazy.
teams playing in the same city in the same night. So we're obviously not in the
Yeah,
boardroom
you know
here.
what? I think there's probably that. I think that's probably the case. Where it's like, yeah, we don't have a
gotta get
choice.
games
Like,
in.
we're everyone's shutting down for the Olympics, the women and the men. Like, there's no. I think the last game is on Friday for the women. Like, I've seen they're shutting it down as well, type thing. Like, yeah, they're all going. Hell, the women, they should have shut it down already. They're going to be playing hockey on Monday, these girls.
You're right.
Yeah,
In
that's
Italy.
what I mean.
Like, you're not going to Vancouver or St. Louis here. You're going to freaking Italy. Like, these girls should already be there.
They're not practicing together at all? What, for a day? 2 days?
No,
Maybe?
they're really getting thrown together. Like, I think they're leaving this weekend. I think that's like the orientation. They get together, they all meet at the airport type thing, and they're all going to go to, I think they get there like Sunday, Monday type thing. They start next Monday. So not this Monday, next Monday. But you got the opening ceremonies on Friday and stuff. Like, I'd be really worried too if I was a team, man, like right now, like Olympics. Like, think, Mary-Philippe Poulin gets hurt tonight, Team Canada's screwed.
Oh, they're already. We talked about it, guys.
You got Pete up. This isn't the NHL. Like, teams cannot afford. Like, if you're the USA, you're holding your breath. Please, Hillary Knight, do not get hurt tonight. Like,
Scott, Gabe and I mentioned on the podcast, and we're like, you know what I mean? We're just going to tell it the way it is. The average age of the Canadian women is over 30, and the American women's 26. That's a big difference in hockey. Almost 4.5, 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole thing. The USA team, Gabe and I talked, they're younger, they're faster. Like, Canada's good, and they got a lot of heart, but America's just got a lot of younger, really talented players on the women's side.
We'll get to your golf picks on the other side.
Sure.
Any NBA, any college basketball plays
I'm
on your
riding
board tonight?
honestly, Scott, I'm almost afraid to bet the board. I took with Gabe today. I took the Raptors, and I'm on the Charlotte Hornets have been my team, guys. And right now they're beating Memphis, so that looks good. I really don't have an opinion. Have you guys got any action on this Georgia-Tennessee game? I think it's going to overtime right now. I think it's is it 74-74?
I passed.
Wow.
I
was going to take. Yeah, good call. Like, is it going to get there? Well, yeah, with the total, it'll get there with the 74-74
the
now.
overtime.
I was going to take Georgia on the money line, then I backed off. I don't know why. I sort of showed discipline tonight. I was like, I don't think they're that good. Yeah, I mean, I just sort of was betting them because they're at home. Yeah, you know what I mean? Scott, they're okay. They're not – I don't think they're as good as their record is. I'll put it that way. Like, Tennessee are a better team than they are.
Right. We have a big one later on tonight, UCLA, Oregon. You talk about an Oregon team that's just completely in the dumpster. You were right about that one at the beginning of the year.
I told you, Scott, at the beginning of the year. You got to fire Dane Altman, as crazy as it sounds. You got to go. Like, you almost have to remove him from campus. It's like, listen, you can't stay anymore. You're done.
Yeah.
Like, it's over.
Remove him from the campus. See ya.
Like, we're basically Rutgers. They're terrible. They're terrible. Lay the floor with UCLA.
Yeah. UCLA's coming 8 straight. All right, Dan's golf picks on the other side.
You got to get on a bus. Then you got to get to the hotel. All right, you got to check into your room. You got to go through all this crap. It's like, it's done for you, but it's still not like you're still sitting there. You're still in traffic. Yeah, you're still like it's still 2 a.m. You still want to be in bed, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm on some highway in Calgary right now at 3:30 in the morning, and we're playing against the Canucks tomorrow, right? Like it's not as smooth as people always think.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. Certainly there's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But, these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good. But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carden Show, only on SportsGrid.
In reality, you and I could coach Josh Allen to 11 wins. Like, it's not that monumental of a task, right? I mean, Josh Allen alone gives you 9, if not 10 wins, just because he's on the field. So we're not asking for much here. The real question is can he coach somebody? Can somebody coach them through the playoffs and make critical decisions that open the door for them to get past certain opponents?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Gabe chat with our good buddy Cam Stewart, Sports Grid host. You see it here all the time on the Grid. Before we get to this week's tournament, Cam, I'm going to bring this up, and this is like the gambler's worst nightmare because you could lose a lot, right? It's basically called chasing. He won again last week, right? Yep. I mean, every week we come on and we talk about how low the Scotty Scheffler lines are. You can't bet him, this, that, whatever. But he wins every other week, it seems. So, but depending on what you're a better, let's just make it easy. Why don't we just bet $100 on him to win this week? Now, he's not playing this week, but you know what I mean. 100 this week. If he doesn't win, we bet another 100 next week because you're getting 2-1, so you're still going to win money. And if he doesn't win there, then you just up your bet. Like, how many tournaments is this guy going to go in a row without winning, realistically?
They broke it down.
Maybe 4?
They broke it down on Golf Channel between Tiger Woods' run in 2000 to 2004. Scotty Scheffler's winning percentage is better. Way better. It's almost crazy. Like Tiger Woods had that run. Scotty Scheffler wins more than Tiger. So put that in perspective. The only difference is me and Gabe talk about it. Scheffler's quiet. Tiger Woods get the pump. He was good for golf with the emotion, the crowd, and Scheffler's pretty boring out there. But he does it quietly and carries a big stick. I'm going to say this, Scott. I've been thinking about this. Moving forward, waste management next week before we get to the picks. You could take them. This is the way I'm going to do them now. Betting without Scheffler, or you could do Scheffler like top 5 parlay with another event. Top 10 parlay with a couple events. Do you understand? He's going to be minus 450 for a top 10. He's usually minus $140 to $160 for a top 5, but he usually finishes that way. I'm sick and tired of it too, and this is the way you have to attack it. You either bet him to win, like you do, Scott, your theory, or you find creative ways to get him in parlays, top 5s, and other things, because just betting him out there, like I had Ryan Gerard again. Remember I told you about Gerard? Second. He's given second and second. What a start to the year. It doesn't matter because Scheffler wins all the time. We're going to the Farmers Insurance Open, one of my favorite tracks, Torrey Pines. Beautiful place. And know what the thing about Torrey Pines is, guys? A lot of the older guys do really, really well here. It's a longer course, but it's precision and winds pick up here too. That's the whole thing. This course, once the winds pick up, Harris English won at a -8, and that plays like a major. So be very, very careful if the conditions get a little bit crazy. But this is what we're doing with this week. And Gabe and Scott, I want to tell you guys something. You're not going to believe this. You talk about Scheffler. Let me tell you Cameron Young's last tournaments, okay? This is going back his last 6 tournaments. Win 5th, 11th, 4th, 9th, 10th. His worst performance is 11 in his last 6 tournaments. Can you believe it? So this guy's hot. I'm taking him. There was 24-1. I found a 27. So I'm on Cameron Young. I think he's really going to do well, and I think that price is nice. Jason Day, horse for the course. This guy loves Torrey Pines. Every single time he tees it up here, he's in top 5 or 10. I'm going to take a shot. He played really, really well last week at 30-1. Wyndham Clark is a guy who wants to prove himself. Kind of an interesting storyline. He basically doesn't like Brooks Koepka, called him out or whatever. This is Koepka's first event. I think Clark's going to want to show up and play well this week, and he's a very solid golfer. He's going to get it together at 50-1. Sam Stevens, a name you guys are going to be hearing about, kind of like Ryan Gerard. He finished second last year in this tournament. And my big bomb this week, you got to be able to hit it a little bit longer. Aldrich Potgieter, 200-1. He's already won on tour, one of the biggest hitters on tour. So I'm going with this big South African. Patrick Cantlay might not win, but a top 10, plus 260 for Cantlay. Jake Afternoon Knapp, great track record at Torrey Pines. He loves California golf. Big fan of the Anaheim Ducks. He's a really good golfer, too. He's just getting better and better all the time. Plus 140. Ryan Gerard, second, back-to-back weeks, plus 150. Adam Scott, as I mentioned, a top 10 machine at this event. And Gabe and Scott, take a look at Taylor Pendrith's numbers here. The Canadian plays really, really well at Torrey Pines. Lots of top 10s, 15s, 20s. Every time he tees it up, he's inside the top 20. So that's what we're going to do. Now we have 2 courses, North and South. I'm going to give you guys a couple first-round leaders, some Thursday Warriors. These are hard to pick because they're very random, but I'm just going to take guys with good Thursday and Friday scoring averages. We're going to go with Jake Knapp on the North course, 25-1 first-round leader. Wyndham Clark, hot starter, 30-1. An old friend of mine, but old but in form, but has some real good magic at this course. Golf's weird. Sometimes he plays really well. He shot a 60 here before. Brent Snedeker, 80-1 for first-round leader on the South course. Tom Hoagie almost won last week. Sam Ryder's on the storm at 60. And Cam Davis, he's making his debut, 110-1 for a first-round leader. I don't know what he's doing in the offseason unless he's like just plowing vodkas and going to keg parties, but that number's insane. So that's what we're going to do for the first-round leaders. It makes things fun on Thursday.
We were talking about parlays earlier. Here's one, Scott. And I was saying, Cam, if you want to get a head start on the Super Bowl, you sort of approach it from different ways. But Xander Schauffele is the favorite this week. A lot of people like him to win. But if you want to play it safe, Xander Schauffele, top 20. It's only minus 125. So it's actually pretty good odds.
It's not bad.
So Xander Schauffele, minus 125, and the Seahawks money line turns into plus 158. So as I was saying earlier, there's ways that really you can flip this and get plus money parlays. And you take a shot with this. You don't have to hit every one of them. So you got Xander, I'm going to play this. Xander, top 20, Seahawks money line plus 158. Arena Sabalenka to win the Women's Australian Open, Seahawks money line plus 151. For the record, Carlos Alcaraz to win the Australian Open and the Seahawks money line is like plus 220.
That's amazing.
Right? Or so plus 222. So there's a lot of these little ways, and you don't have to be right every time when you're getting the plus money to try to build your portfolio for the Super Bowl.
I think that's a great idea, Gabe, and I'm going to do it with my top 10 guys in golf and maybe even throw a couple flyers out there, like guys to win with the Seahawks for a crazy parlay, but that is a really smart way to attack it. One thing, Gabe, I don't know how Schauffele is going to play. It's his first event of the year, but he really, really loves California golf, went to San Diego State. I would expect him to be in the top 20. If he's not, I'd be a little
22-4 run for the New York Knicks. 22-4 run for the Knicks to end this third quarter. They have a 7-point lead right now. And they're now a 9-point lead. Like the energy, I don't know why the Raptors haven't called a timeout. They finally just did. But suddenly we got a 79-70 game. The Knicks have just exploded and started to dial things up in the second half.
Well, Gabe, I had a parlay with Charlotte, the New York Islanders, Columbus. Everything's winning, and the Raptors are winning. Now that one game is in jeopardy. Thank you.
The Raptors just can't beat the Knicks.
They just can't. It's amazing.
I hedged on the Knicks. Stupid me.
I tell you who is playing some really good ball. The Cleveland Cadavers beating up on the Lakers tonight. I had them tonight. They're going to be 7-1 their last 8. Maybe this is the year Donovan Mitchell actually plays to his salary. Him or Anthony Edwards, one of the two. Cam, great job, man. We'll do it again soon. Thanks.
You got to get on a bus. Then you got to get to the hotel. All right, you got to check into your room. You got to go through all this crap. It's like, yeah, it's done for you, but it's still not like you're still sitting there. You're still in traffic. Yeah, you're still like it's still 2 a.m. You still want to be in bed, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm on some highway in Calgary right now at 3:30 in the morning, and we're playing against the Canucks tomorrow. Right? Like it's not as smooth as people always think.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. There's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good. But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
In reality, you and I could coach Josh Allen to 11 wins. Like, it's not that monumental of a task, right? I mean, Josh Allen alone gives you 9, if not 10 wins, just because he's on the field. So we're not asking for much here. The real question is can he coach somebody? Can somebody coach them through the playoffs and make critical decisions that open the door for them to get past certain opponents?
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
right, welcome back. King Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Thanks again to Cam Stewart joining us, as he does a couple times each week. We got the coach, James Young, joining us in about 5 minutes. We'll do some NBA, some college basketball with him. There is a game here, Gabe, 9:30, that is starting that I got to play on as well. I'm sure. I know you have one as well. Maybe it's the same game, Seattle and Washington State. Is that the play you like?
Yeah, I'm going to take Seattle. Plus the 2.5 points in this game. If you get 3, even better, but I see 2.5 for the most part here right now. This Washington State team is not a very good basketball team. They've lost like 5 of their last 6, 4 of their last 5 games. They did just beat Pepperdine, okay? But the Seattle team, we've seen them, right? We saw they competed with Gonzaga. They were hanging around with Gonzaga all night. And they played Gonzaga twice. They lost by 8 in one of these games. They already beat Washington State 69-55 earlier this year. They beat Washington. So you notice a pattern with the Seattle team. They get pretty freaking fired up for these games against the bigger teams in their state. And I don't think Washington State can do anything about it. They lost by 14 the first time they played. I don't think the home court really matters. There's not really a home court in Pullman. Like, it's not football and stuff. Like, I'm in the Pacific Northwest. They have a hard time getting fans when they suck. So I think the kids in Seattle are going to beat them again, and we're getting 2.5 points. Give me Seattle plus a 2.5.
All right, I'm going to go with the under in the game. I don't mind your play there. I like that. They're the better team. It's been an under series, 4-0-1 under their last 5 meetings. More importantly, Seattle, one of those automatic under teams. They've had more unders than overs the last 2 seasons. They're on a 5-0 under run. And Seattle is 10-1 under in conference games, WCCC games, as this one is. It's down to 142.5. It was 143.5 this afternoon. I'm not going to worry about 1 point. The first meeting didn't even come close to 142.5 points. So you want to throw a little Seattle under parlay together? You could do that as well, but I like the under 142.5 in the game.
I don't like the correlated term all the time, and this is not as correlated because, you never know. Weird things happen all the time. Right. In sports in these games. But Washington State have scored a lot recently, right? Like they, 95-79 against Pepperdine. They lost against San Diego, 96-92, 85-80 against San Francisco, 86-65 Gonzaga. Hell, even St. Mary's, who aren't exactly known for high-scoring games, 88-82. So, like, Washington State can score. They just can't stop anybody. Right, but like you said, the first time they played, it was like 69-55. It didn't get close to this number. We'll see if tonight is different. But Knicks are pulling away. Up 13 right now, early in the 4th. Raptors just hit a 3. They desperately needed that because if this gets to any more, like the Knicks are just going to pull away here. You got a 10-point game with 11 minutes left. Knicks up by 10, 85-75.
Strange line from Cat tonight. We were talking about him as far as the Knicks maybe making some trades. He's got 4 points on 2 of 9 shooting, but he has 19 now rebounds. And with 10.5 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter, dude's going to end up with 20 rebounds. And 9 of those, or 7 rather, on the offensive board. So that's pretty good as well. He averages 11, so it's not like we're talking about a guy that averages 3 or 4, but still.
He just took a bad 3 with Grady Dick in his face. He didn't really have a choice. The shot clock was winding down, but he is shooting. Like I said, he just took a shot. It wasn't a good one, right? He didn't get a clean look, but he is taking the shots. They're just not falling for him. But it's amazing that that's almost a vindication of the Raptors to me. I swear, man, these West Coast trips, man. Yeah, I didn't really think about it too much because the Raptors have been off for a couple of days and stuff. But I was watching the game earlier, and Alvin Robertson is is one. They've got a few analysts, but he's doing the game tonight, and he's good. He was good. He was a good player in the NBA, and he said the same thing. It validated my thing that I talked about the other night, Scott, from a betting angle. He goes, I don't know what it is, man. He goes, anytime you come back from the West Coast, your first game back at home, it's always rough. Like, he goes, you never win. He said that earlier tonight. And he said, you never win. And he goes, I don't really know why. And his theory was the time zone difference. He goes, you get back home, you're on the West Coast, you're back in the East Coast, it's different. It's just like, he goes, it throws you off. Now it's 16, so the Knicks are going to win. It's amazing. The Raptors have been so hot, but they cannot beat the New York Knicks.
This will be 11 straight wins for the Knicks against Toronto.
It's amazing.
11.
They can't beat them.
We missed one. We missed one of those plays, by the way, yesterday. And I was like, damn, that's right. The Devils. They've just came back from a West Coast trip, successful West Coast trip. They went 3-1, which is really good. They won in Edmonton, Vancouver, one other spot. They went 3-1, right? And they're back home against a Winnipeg team, and they lost 4-2 yesterday. I'm like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's right. That's right.
Successful road trip back.
Yeah.
It's the angle, right? Doesn't even have to be a West Coast trip, but it's a successful road trip.
Right.
Bad road trip is different. The team has a different thing. Like there's a different angle to it. Think about it. You have a great road trip. They get home. The coach is in a good mood. You get off the plane. He's like, all right, guys, we'll see you at practice in 2 days. We'll see you tomorrow or whatever. And everyone's in a good mood. You go 0-5 on the road trip. You come back home.
Yeah.
Coach is like, all right, I'll see you in the morning for practice.
Yeah.
Everyone's more like, I got to go face the media now, and I'm not in a good mood about this. And I'm going to throw you all under the bus. And right? It's like back to reality. Wake up type thing.
All right, more coming up. Mark Zitto.
You got to get on a bus. Then you got to get to the hotel. All right? You got to check into your room. You got to go through all this crap. It's like, yeah, it's done for you, but it's still not like you're still sitting there. You're still in traffic. Yeah, you're still it's still 2 a.m. You still want to be in bed, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm on some highway in Calgary right now. It's 3:30 in the morning. We're playing against the Canucks tomorrow, right? Like it's not as smooth as people always think.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. Certainly there's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But, these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good. But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
In reality, you and I could coach Josh Allen to 11 wins. It's not that monumental of a task, right? I mean, Josh Allen alone gives you 9, if not 10 wins, just because he's on the field. So we're not asking for much here. The real question is can he coach somebody? Can somebody coach them through the playoffs and make critical decisions that open the door for them to get past certain opponents?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 2. Time to go to our guest line. Welcome in our good buddy, SportsGrid host. You see it here all the time on the grid, Mr. Mark Zitto, over on the 4-letter network, ESPN, as well. What's going on, Mark? How are you this Wednesday evening?
Gentlemen, how are we doing? Trying to complete a moneyline parlay that's not going off pretty well with Wisconsin to start this evening. So please, Badgers, return to form.
Last night I had St. Louis in a money line parlay, Mark. The Billikens.
Ooh, yeah.
They were down 10 at the half. They were down 12, 13, whatever. And I was like, oh, boy. They actually squeezed it out, right? So the home court college teams, they could dig down deep. There's still time. But, man, 27-9 right now. Yeah. 27-9 for the Golden Gophers. How the hell do the Badgers only have 9 points with 6.5 minutes left?
Well, when you shoot 17%, it's not hard. I mean, the three of us could shoot 17% and not really break a sweat. I mean, it's hopefully it has some regression to the mean here and they get back to normal here. A lot of game left, though. It's still early, so try not to get too far out ahead. But also took South Carolina in the first half against Florida. Got 6.5, and we're hoping here that we can see South Carolina keep this thing a little bit tighter. Florida's starting to pull away, though.
Yeah,
for an in-game bet, guys. A quick one here, an in-game bet. Stanford and Miami there's a pace to this game. It's 151.5 right now. There's 25-19 for Miami with 8 minutes left in the first. I like the over of this game. I think I like the over before the game, but I still like the in-game 151.5 here. Stanford and Miami. We'll go over the number.
I'd like to know the over-under records, or at least the scoring averages of these teams. I think this is Stanford's first game on the East Coast. Generally, when these West Coast teams or East Coast teams, cross country, they play a couple of games. They don't generally play with just one game. I'd like to know the average. I bet the scoring is up, just because I don't think they have the legs to play defense after a long trip and just a little.
It's actually Miami more than anything. Miami are one of these real big dichotomy split type teams. They're much better offensively at home, Miami.
Yeah. Anything else on the board tonight? You got college basketball wise, Mark? What do you like tonight?
I mean, Houston was the other half of my money line parlay. I felt pretty confident in them, being able to get a win here against TCU. Just, the number wasn't there. It's tied at 16 here. We're about halfway through the first half, and so we got a lot of basketball left to play there. But, interesting, guys. There's been a lot of big spreads tonight of teams that just didn't get it. LSU was a 6-7 point favorite. They lost outright. You have New Mexico State, who was a 10.5 point favorite over Delaware. They're losing outright big, too, right now to Delaware, 29-17 early on with about 4 minutes left in the first half. So we've got some sort of, big spreads here that are nowhere close to getting home.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Denver and Kansas City, nowhere close to getting home for the total.
It's amazing. You and I have the same kind of. It's remarkable how many things you bring up, Gabe, that I'm looking at, and I was going to bring it up as well. Yeah,
see that? Wow, huh?
50-46. Over-under is now
so close to 161.5. So they're off by 31 points. Yeah. So the Denver is. We can't say the run's over, but this is quite a kick in the teeth. Yeah, 50. Maybe if it goes to overtime, double overtime, triple overtime,
triple maybe, triple. How about you like anything at UCLA, Oregon later on tonight, Mark?
I mean, I liked UCLA here. Oregon is bad. I mean, I'm not crazy about laying 4.5 on the road, but Oregon, once again, is bad. I would probably lean UCLA here in this spot. So, again, it's hard with these numbers to find something comfortable on the money line. So you're going to have to eat the 4.5 here. But I would tell you, I think that UCLA is the right side.
Yeah. I agree. You have an initial lean on Friday night showdown. It's the highest. Michigan and Michigan State have never been this highly ranked playing each other before. The highest was one of them was 4 and one of them was 8. Yeah, it's hard to believe, huh? The highest was one of them was ranked 4th and one of them all time. The highest head-to-head matchup was Michigan was ranked 4th and Ohio State was ranked 8th at the time, which combined for 12. Friday it'll combine for 10. Their combined rankings, 3 and 7. So it's the highest ranked matchup in their history. Michigan haven't won in East Lansing since 2017. But what do you think, Mark? Michigan 0-8 against the spread. They're always double-digit favorites. They're 1.5 point road favorites in East Lansing.
Well, here's the problem. Okay, that Michigan has been way overvalued for the past month and a half. Right? I mean. The shortest favorite they were this year was 5.5 at Auburn. They've only been a dog once, and that was against Gonzaga, a game they won by 40, which is what really set odds makers off, right? After that, it was 25, 18, 19, 40, 24, 22, 24, 19. Everything's been in the teens. It's really hard for me not to try to take advantage of Michigan here being this short of a favorite, right? As much as, Michigan State, their defense is probably the best or second best in the country. It's just from a pure numbers perspective, the gap between Michigan and Michigan State objectively on a neutral court is much bigger than 1.5. And so, I would think that, Michigan on the money line is probably the easiest way to go just from a pure numbers perspective, guys. We have not seen Michigan be this short of a favorite against anybody this year. Again, they were a 5-point favorite over Auburn back in late November, and that was about it.
Yeah.
And they won that by 50 or 51.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what happened.
Yeah. I mean, it's remarkable how that number came down for this game. I guess they just don't want to give Michigan State points at home, right? And substantial points, 4, 5, 6 even. I mean, it's a decent Michigan State team, too.
I'm surprised it's not at least a full possession, right? get me outside of 3.
Yeah.
3.5 have been a little bit more of a pause for people. But, I mean, you know, incurring the money line liability here with Michigan probably isn't scaring the books too much.
What do you got in the NBA today?
Rocking.
Yeah.
Well, you talked about the Knicks, who would never seem to lose to the Raptors anymore. It doesn't matter what country they play in. So there is that. I mean, I looked at the Jazz and Warriors over, but I also like laying it tonight with the Warriors. I mean, the Jazz are on the tail end of a back-to-back. Even though it was 10, it was a big number. It's just like the Warriors sat out all their guys 2 nights ago when they were on the tail end of a back-to-back in a game that they played against, I want to forget who it was because I was on the other side. I think it was
Minnesota.
Minnesota, that's right. Yeah, correct. And Minnesota won by 27, whatever it was. So I think Golden State bounces back here. I think Golden State's team total is live as well.
Trying to see who's playing for. Is what's his face playing for Markin? Yeah, he's playing. I'm surprised. He's back. I know he played last game, but I wasn't sure if they'd play him on a back-to-back, but they are.
We haven't done our.
Go ahead, Gabe.
Sorry, Mike, I was going to say, I don't know if you're staying for another segment. I was going to bring up, we haven't done our Super Bowl. We haven't spoken to you this week about the Super Bowl, at least. Have you pulled the trigger any Super Bowl props yet for the big game?
I'll take Drake May completions. I think that Drake over 19.5. I think that from a simple standpoint of the fact that Seattle plays so much zone and they play cover 2 and deep, everything underneath will be available. And Mike Vrabel is enough to say, take what they give us. Take what they give us and keep moving the ball as much as you can. There'll be plenty of passes out of the backfield here, but Drake May over 19.5 is where I'm going to go. I have a feeling, guys, by the time we get to the middle of next week, we're going to see a lot of money coming on Seattle, and I'm going to be on the Patriots when it's all said and done.
You're waiting it out, huh? Waiting for the number to climb.
What makes you think that? Not that I disagree, but what makes you think Seattle money?
ESPN.com, 11 writers, they're all the analysts, etc. And I don't like this. Vrabel's going to put that up on the board. 11-0 to Seattle.
Yep.
Wow.
Like Field Yates, Fowler, all, you know what I mean? Gronowski, Gurkelly, they're all like 11. Not one of them picked the Patriots. So I'm with the public's all going to hammer Seattle. You got to get on a bus. Then you got to get to the hotel. All right. You got to check into your room. You got to go through all this crap. It's like, yeah, it's done for you, but it's still not like you're still sitting there. You're still in traffic. Yeah. You're still like, it's still 2 a.m. You still want to be in bed, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm on some highway in Calgary right now at 3:30 in the morning. And we're playing against the Canucks tomorrow, right? Like, it's not as smooth as people always think.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. Certainly there's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But, these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good. But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like, he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
In reality, you and I could coach Josh Allen to 11 wins. Like, it's not that monumental of a task, right? I mean, Josh Allen alone gives you 9, if not 10 wins, just because he's on the field. So we're not asking for much here. The real question is can he coach somebody? Can somebody coach them through the playoffs and make critical decisions that open the door for them to get past certain opponents?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. In-game live game day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, thanks again. Mark Zitto, Sports Grid host. You see it here all the time on the grid for joining us, throwing out a couple of plays there. NBA, probably the best game on the board tonight. Houston and San Antonio just tipping off. Rockets an early 4-2 lead. I'm on the Rockets side, laying the 2.5. The best home record in the NBA. And more importantly, they're 5-0 at home against San Antonio. It's been really a home dominated series for whatever reason. But I know you like the Spurs, right, Gabe?
Yeah, I think the Spurs are a better team, right? They are as far as the record are concerned, but it's a good point. Houston have beaten them in H-Town tonight. I just sort of think the Spurs are interested in this game tonight. We'll see. I mean, they lost, like I said, the last time they lost to Houston, it was on the night of a back-to-back. And they've, I'm not saying they're using an excuse, but I know like they want this game tonight. You could tell too with the Spurs, just sort of with their energy on the court before the game. You could tell like they're into this. So we'll see. The Rockets need this game as well. It's a fun game. I look forward to watching this tonight once the show ends tonight.
Yeah. Let's hope we get a good game. It's been a night of blowouts in the NBA. Pacers did win by 3 over the Bulls, but Cleveland won by 30 over the Lakers. Magic lead by 11 over the Heat with 4 minutes left. Hawks lead by 19 over the Celtics. Knicks lead by 17 over the Raptors. Hornets lead by 16 over the Grid.
Hold on, Scott. Look at this.
By 10. What do we got?
Look at the pattern. Look at the trend tonight. Road
teams.
Road teams.
Right.
Road dogs. Atlanta, road team in Boston,
weird.
Smoking them. New York Knicks, road team in Toronto, smoking them. Orlando Magic, road team, smoking Miami. Charlotte, road team, smoking Memphis. Minnesota at Dallas, not smoking them. Actually up 10 right now at the half.
But up 10.
Golden State, road team up 11. Wow.
But the two finals of the home teams. The two finals, the home teams did win. But you're right. The road team.
Right now, the road teams are rolling. Yeah. Road teams are rolling, at least as it is right now. We gave you Charlotte off the top of the program and the under, and I hate betting unders. And it was a little higher scoring at first. It's 223.5, so I'm not going to get too excited about it. But we got under 230.5. We're on Charlotte. I don't know if Landale got hurt or something because he had 2 rebounds right away. He's been stuck on 2 forever, which with my luck, I wouldn't be surprised if he did get hurt. I lose a lot of props because of injuries. I'm going to check in on this now.
Yeah.
I just sort of accept it. You play player props, you got to accept. Sometimes, they don't get minutes. They're going to get hurt. Something's going to happen. Foul trouble.
He's got 22 minutes.
Yeah, so it's strange. Is he how many rebounds is he up to now?
2. Still only 2.
It's bizarre, huh? He's had 22 rebounds his last 2 games.
Wow. Between him and Karl Anthony Towns.
11 and 11, guys. Yeah. That's the NBA. Like, it happens.
Yeah.
But you know what? A lot of people will get scared off, and his prop will fall back to 6.5 and stuff, and the next game it'll go over.
Yeah.
One thing with Charlotte is, and people don't really realize it about Charlotte, but they are a good rebounding team. It's one of the reasons why they're good. Like, Charlotte do rebound now. And like we said, this Charlotte team, this would be their 4th win in a row.
Yeah. I don't know if they've necessarily turned the corner, but I will tell you they were 4-14, and right now they're 19-28. So since that 4-14 start, they're over 500.
You know what? I'm looking here right now. They came They come into tonight 3.5 out of the play-in tournament. If you're Charlotte, you keep winning. You can convince yourself we're playing for a play-in spot right now.
Right.
They're knocking on the door.
And those are the teams. Those are the teams, Gabe. It's still there's still 30 games left, but you get around that 20-25 mark, and you get a team like that hasn't been in the postseason in a long time.
Oh, they have positive energy. That's what I said before. Like it's all about the energy of the team.
All these games, Now the boys in Vegas have flipped on them. I have noticed they're lying. Like they were favorites again tonight on the road. Not by a lot, but 2.5. But a month ago they would not have been a favorite over Topeka High on the road. They wouldn't have been a favorite at home against anybody, let alone on the road. So they have flipped. So you got to pay the price a little bit. But I'm willing. Once they get into the 5, 6, 7 point favorites, then maybe I'd stay away. But I would still bet them. You just got to accept the fact they're actually going to win.
They came into tonight, and it looks like they're going to cover tonight. They came into tonight with the 3rd best record against the spread in the NBA. the Charlotte Hornets. Number one team, still the Phoenix Suns, 31-16. Denver Nuggets somehow cover without Jokic, 28-19. Miami, we're starting to fade a little bit, 27-20. And Charlotte coming into tonight, 27-20 against the spread. Some weird teams, ATS-wise. Philadelphia, New Orleans is profitable. Portland.
Yeah.
It's a weird crew. And the biggest money burner in the NBA, the Sacramento Kings. They've only covered 37.5% of their games. Orlando have been a money burner. 17-18.
The Sacramento one is the one that stands out to me because that wasn't supposed to be a good team, right? And they aren't. So the boys in Vegas,
big underdogs, and they still can't cover, Scott. They're still big dogs.
Yeah, and they still can't cover the spread.
That's what's weird. I mean, because you look like there's other bad teams, but they cover, right? Like, remember I brought it up last night with New Orleans. I'm sure not a lot of people like my pick. And New Orleans covered against Oklahoma City. They lost by 8 or 9 or whatever. And I brought it up. I said, look, if you look at the Pelicans, the last time they got blown out was like December 9th or something. It's like, say what you will about them, they don't get killed, right? They don't win. Yeah. No one talks about them. They're like, this non-existent team in the NBA almost, but they're 27-21-1 against the spread because they're getting like 11.5, 12.5, 9.5 every night. They're always underdogs. And you got dudes that they put up numbers, right? It's like the NBA. Yeah. It's like, we suck, but I'm making money. I'm making 30 mil. I'm making 20 mil. Or if I put up these amount of points, I'm going to get this money. So they don't really care about the record. They're just playing for themselves and having fun and putting points up.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the better, against the spread teams, right? No one thought Phoenix was going to be any good, so that explains why they're there. No one's betting on Charlotte. No one's betting on New Orleans. No one's betting on Portland, all these teams that people thought were going to be awful. And that's why that's what you need to have a good against the spread record. That's why when the perception is you're bad and you still have a bad against the spread record, or if the perception is you're good and you still have a good, that's really difficult to do.
How about Utah? They're actually 25-22 against the spread. They actually cover because they're double-digit dogs all the time.
All the time. They're great at home. I think they're the number 1 or 2 home against the spread team, believe it or not, in the NBA. We'll close up shop next.
You got to get on a bus. Then you got to get to the hotel. All right, you got to check into your room. You got to go through all this crap. It's like, it's done for you, but it's still not like you're still sitting there. You're still in traffic. Yeah, you're still like it's still 2 a.m. You still want to be in bed, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm on some highway in Calgary right now at 3:30 in the morning, and we're playing against the Canucks tomorrow, right? Like it's not as smooth as people always think.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. Certainly there's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But, these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good. But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
In reality, you and I could coach Josh Allen to 11 wins. Like, it's not that monumental of a task, right? I mean, Josh Allen alone gives you 9, if not 10 wins, just because he's on the field. So we're not asking for much here. The real question is can he coach somebody? Can somebody coach them through the playoffs and make critical decisions that open the door for them to get past certain opponents?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Closing up shop hour number 2 with some late plays here, Gabe. I got a couple. I'll start in hockey. I'll grab Colorado. They're down 3-2. You got about 9 minutes left at Ottawa. You get plus 370. I thought the line to begin with minus 150 was kind of strange, and they're not playing great hockey. But listen, they're down a goal. 9.5 minutes left. They've pulled miracles out of their hat. You get them to tie the game, and you can hedge on the other side if you want. So give me Colorado plus the almost 4-1. Two college basketball ones. I'm going to grab UCLA, laying the 4.5 at Oregon. We talked about that. They're 8-0 against the spread against the Ducks. Their last 8 meetings. Oregon's lost 6 straight. They only covered 1 of those 6. They're playing awful basketball. Even at home, they're not worth it. Not a classic Oregon team at all. And UCLA is actually playing halfway decent of late. So give me UCLA laying to 4.5. And then if you like trends, this is the one. Over 141.5 Oregon State at Loyola Marymount. First of all, Oregon State's one of our automatic over teams. They're at a 13-2 over run their last 15 true road games. Oregon State's also 4-2 over their last 6 games overall. And then it takes 2 to tango. You got Loyola Marymount 6-3 over their last 9 games. They're not any good. Loyola Marymount 1-6 their last 7. But that's a pretty low number, 141.5. I think we get that. So over Oregon State, Loyola Marymount 141.5.
I like the Oregon UCLA game tonight. I like the UCLA Bruins. UCLA have dominated the series against Oregon as of late. They've won 4 of the last 5 games, and for the most part, pretty convincingly enough. This Ducks team just does not have any talent, right? It's amazing that you figure that the Ducks, with their Nike money and stuff, but Dana Altman is not adapted to the modern game. They're going to have to get a new coach in there fast, otherwise they're going to really dig a hole for themselves in basketball. But this is a team that's just not competing. They've lost 6 straight games. They've only covered once, and they were getting points. They were getting 18.5 freaking points in the game they covered against Michigan. They lost by 10, all right? So they're getting 18. They lost by 10 to Michigan. The thing with UCLA is people, listen, it's Mick Cronin's fault, to be honest. He brings negativity to their program all the time. So you never hear Mick Cronin or talking about a positive win or anything like that. It's always him freaking out after a loss and him complaining about the Big Ten or something. So you think, oh, UCLA, they're struggling. No, they're 14-6, right? You know what I mean? Well, they've lost, would they like to be a little bit better, but that's not who they are. They're not an 18-2 team. They're a 14-6 team. But they're an NCAA tournament team. They're a damn good team. And I just think Cronin, if he was, he brings the negativity where people think they're struggling and not, but they're not. And they're getting multiple contributions now from multiple players. They got multiple guys in scoring double digits and getting into the high teens and stuff like that. They're going to be too much for the Ducks tonight. Let's lay the points. Unfortunately, it's going up. It was 4 earlier today, 4.5 now. But Ducks get it done tonight.
All right. Some of our opening picks, I was laying the 9.5 with Tulsa. They're up 13, final couple of minutes, so that's looking halfway decent. I did take Missouri State laying the 2, and they're down. I knew that had the sucker written all over because that was 3.5, and the line was dropping. I even saw it at 1.5 in some circles. They're actually they're going to lose. They're down 10 at home against Sam Houston State, so I knew that wasn't good. My Belmont pick, final minute, they're up 1 against Valpo, so I'm in a position to win the game, but not cover the 4.5 or 5.5, depending on what line you got. So they're not happy about that. And Houston's looking halfway decent, the under in the Houston TCU game for some of the late plays. So not bad overall, not too bad. The big one now is let's see if we can bring home UCLA, and let's see if we can bring home Colorado on the ice, getting plus 470. So. NBA, the blowouts. You want to throw any other props out there with the Houston game? Houston's up 24-20 early on.
No, it's a higher scoring game early. I'm already in on a Wembyama over 33.5. I don't know what's happening with Landale. Why he just hit the wall tonight? It's unfortunate because we could have had a clean sweep here. We gave you Charlotte to win. Charlotte under with Memphis under 230.5. Hell, the total's 212.5 right now. 102 to 84. This Memphis team is just an automatic fade. They're a bad basketball team.
Yeah.
Right? You talk about aura and excitement and stuff like that. It's just the Memphis Grizzlies are not a fun room to be in right now, and Charlotte is. And rack it up. That's the 4th win in a row for the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah. Who would have thought it? Break up the Charlotte Hornet Bobcats. How about that? Where's Michael Jordan when you need him, right? So maybe, just maybe, they make the playoffs. Great job as always. We'll be back tomorrow night, 8 to 10 p.m. Right